So it has been placed on my heart in such a deep way that I absolutely cannot deny. There is a pandemic, another pandemic of fear, anxiety, depression, nightmares, worry, and shame. I know that's like so much stuff. What's up, Chris Brown? Oh, what's up, Sam? What's up, Ted? Oh my gosh, yay, guys. So we're gonna talk about some little dirty for like just a second. And what that is this feeling of stress on the planet right now. And it is so great that I absolutely cannot wait to publish a book on it. I need to right now jump on the call with you guys and be like, hey, who else is feeling this way? Who else is feeling so burdened by emotional and mental thought patterns and processes, especially, Spirit told me, especially in regards to relationships, and not just a spouse, not just a girlfriend, but our children, our friends, deep, painful thoughts and emotional mental loops that are just going and going and going. Anxiety, worry, shame, fear, depression, nightmares, all of these things just chanting in our heads. And the state of the world, the state that the world's in, what we think might happen with the election process. Like, it's not done yet. Everyone's kind of like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And if this happens, then this, and if this happens, then this. And I want to encourage you to find a way to the other side of that. What's up, Amori? We are just reacting to that which we don't want. And what do we do when we react to what we don't want? We stress out and we get into these emotional loops and these mental processes over and over and over again. And we're like, oh my gosh, Maurice, I love you, boy. What's going on? So how do we find our way out of that? I want to talk about that a little bit today. Who else has been feeling these feelings, anxiety, worry, depression? I know that we don't want to be forthcoming and open and honest with these things because we're like, oh my gosh, this guy over here, that girl over there is going to judge me or think less of me. But I will tell you that I have been feeling these feelings. The weight of the world feels to be on my shoulders sometimes, and it causes me to become reclusive. Do you relate to that at all? Do you feel like shutting yourself in because you don't feel like you have anything to give to the world? Yet, how incredible is it that there is this amazing time where all of us as sisters and brothers are experiencing the same exact things and going through the same mental loops and thought processes. My books have been full. Like, clients are coming to me like crazy saying, I am in a state of emotional crisis. I don't know how I got here. A lot of them are dealing with relationship issues. A lot of them are dealing with state of the world type issues that have put them into a circular pattern of fear. Like, what's gonna happen next? What do I do to fix this? I feel like I can't fix this, but you can. And I'm gonna give you a couple simple steps that are truly gonna shift your emotional vibration so that you can live happily, peacefully, and joyfully with ease. None of us are exempt from these feelings and these heavy weights from time to time. Today, I slammed my finger in the drawer. I was actually talking to a client and I my girlfriend, I was talking to my girlfriend and I slammed my finger in the drawer while I was talking. I was like, ah! And I realized something at that moment. I couldn't speak. I was like, okay, woohoo, this hurt. And I realized we will always all smash our fingers in the drawer from time to time. But how long are you going to stay there before you get back into a higher emotional state? You can do this. And I'm going to give you some steps and tools on how to make this happen. So first of all, what frequency are you tuned into? Are you with the frequency of that which you desire? Or are you in the frequency of that which you do not desire? Because whatever you focus on is going to expand and grow. Maurice is saying, definitely me. I've been in a funk since around the holiday time, and it's been great. Oh, sorry, blind. Work has been great. Family has been great, but my emotions are in the dumps. Okay, you guys, this is all of us. This is all of us. And we can make it better by raising our personal emotional vibration and give that as a gift to the entire planet, because it changes with you. It changes with your emotional vibration. It changes by you maybe feeling a little crazy today, or maybe since the holidays like Maurice, and still having the courage to show up for the other humans that are going through the same exact thing. Because I'm like, oh no, I think I'm just gonna hang out and have some tea and maybe a bubble bath. Okay, so I did the tea and the bubble bath, but now it's time to stand up and say, no, I am not going to be ruled by my old emotional, mental thought processes. I'm going to rise above it, and I can do it right now. It's all about shifting the momentum, because right now the momentum is going down the hill. But it's up to you to create another pathway or a flat surface and slow down that vehicle, slow down that mental, emotional vibration, and choose a different direction. So what are you focusing on? Okay, let's say that you had a terrible thing happen with one of your best friends, and your best friends think something terrible about you. And you are replaying it over and over and over and over and over, and feeling like you can't fix it, and feeling like even though maybe you weren't responsible for it, you feel this emotional pressure. And this can be a number of different scenarios, you guys. This is just one example of something that you might be going through. You can stay in the dump. You can find ways to place blame on yourself. You can get angry at the other person. You're like, how do you not see that I did not do this, or that I am not this way, or whatever? And why can't we just talk this out? Or whatever it is, you guys. We've got an array of different issues that we work with, but we can choose to be in that space of unresolved emotional static, or we can choose the higher feeling thoughts. What is true about this situation? Is there anything that I can do to change the situation? No, there's not. I've already tried to make it right. Okay, so you need to release, to let that person have their own contrast, have their own emotional experience. What else is true about this? What's true is that I really love this soup that I'm eating right now, and I'm eating the soup and I'm feeling the feeling of it warm in my belly. I'm feeling grateful that there's sustenance. I'm feeling grateful that there's nutrients. You know what? I love that my kid is sitting across the table from me, and she's just so sweet and young and pure and innocent. She's a stinker sometimes, but there she is sitting across the table. And I love that my home is clean. You know, maybe it's not my dream home. Maybe it is. But if there's an emotional static to your life, you're not going to feel like you live in your dream home. You're going to feel trapped in the prison of your mind. So finding those higher feeling thoughts and putting the stop sign up, stop. Whenever those negative emotional loops come, oh, I wish I could fix this, and why can't I fix this, and why won't she call me, and blah, 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 blah. Or stop sign, boom, stop. The second it comes into your mind, and being mentally and emotionally aware. You're not sure what I meant about what, Amori? I'm going to talk about the stop sign. So when these negative thought processes go in, whatever the situation is, stop sign. And being aware in the very beginning of when those thoughts start to seed, seeing it clearly and cutting it off before it gets momentum. You're not sure what I meant about, okay, so Mia, you're not sure what I meant about Mia. So when I'm sitting there eating my soup, I'm raising my vibration by thinking of the things that I desire and appreciate and am grateful for. So I'm sitting there feeling the negative thought loop, boom, stop. Stop sign, stop. And one thing that I really love to imagine is like a stop sign smacking it out of the vortex. I'm like, hey, get out of there. Because you can stop it that quick. If you're aware of the negative thought processes, if you're aware of the old mental, emotional patterns, you guys, we're having some freaking breakout energy right now. The planet is changing. We are raising our consciousness. We are raising our vibration. And we do it one mental thought process at a time. We are breaking through old patterns and creating new patterns that are raising the emotional and mental vibration of the planet. It's your job to do your part, to catch it in its early stages and turn it to gratitude. So, Amori, what I was talking about with Mia, I'm feeling the mental, emotional thought process. I'm grabbing this stop sign, schmack, boo, it goes somewhere else, and I immediately fill my mind with something of a higher vibrational caliber, such as, oh, I really like this soup. This is some good soup. And it might feel crazy to you, but just appreciate the soup. Appreciate it, the way that it feels going down your throat, the way that it feels in your belly, that feeling of being safe, warm, sustained, even the feeling of a glass of water going down your throat, just, it's so refreshing. And then looking across the table and seeing your child. or a stuffed animal on the shelf that you love, or whatever. And you look at that child or that darn stuffed animal and you say, I got it good. I got it good. Yes, the stuffed animal really smells bad because I carried it around as a kid and I never washed that thing, but I love that stuffed animal because it makes me feel good because it's got my sweet and beautiful emotional energy all over it. Like, you just pick something, you pick anything that feels better than the thought you gotta smack out of the way, right? Anything. It could be any sort of emotional issue that feels good and better than the thought loops that you're in. I love to talk about anxiety too, and I feel like the way that I'm being directed to talk right now is more in the mental, emotional thought loops and stopping them. But I will do, if you guys are interested, let me know. I will do a live on anxiety, fear, nightmares, because those are some of the things that I was told divinely that you guys are struggling with. But I'd rather talk today about the emotional thought loops and the emotional patterns that are caused to become the forefront of our experience, and then suddenly we're manifesting things. So let me give you an example. We got Mia this hamster for Christmas, and it's like the cutest little thing. Its name is Taco. And Taco, you guys, heaven forbid, Taco got out of the cage. And she was freaking out. Like, she was crying, like belly crying, just like, Taco's never gonna come home. This is so horrible, all this stuff. And then, schmack, we put a new thought process into the mix and realized that she could change the outcome of the situation by deciding that she was going to focus on a thought that felt better, something that felt more pure. So we created this visual image of her hamster in a little ball of white light and being led back to the cage and being in the cage before bed. And she did it over and over and over and over. And then she'd start to freak out and stress out, like, my Taco's missing. Schmack, hamster ball. Schmack, hamster ball. Over and over and over and over and over again until you are mentally and vibrationally altered to think the higher feeling thought. Because guess what? You're not a victim. You don't have to be stuck in those emotional loops because now you know what to do. Now you know, stop saying schmack, pick a higher, better feeling thought. It is as simple as that. And there's so many different components to this. I don't even know how long I get with the live. I don't know. I don't know. I'll just keep talking. And then when it cuts me off, we'll be done, right? So hopefully you got enough juicy juice. I mean, already the thing that I've shared to help with these emotional and mental thought processes is going to move you forward in powerful, dynamic, never be the same kind of ways. But I will share a couple of other tips and tools that are going to help break the patterns of old emotional thought processes, loops of thinking, even loops of thinking about yourself. And that, you guys, that is a huge part of raising your emotional vibration so that you're not stuck in the loops. Think of reasons to feel good. Like, treat yourself better. Guide yourself not only towards good thoughts about what you desire, but good thoughts about who you are, right? Good thoughts about who you are. Like, why do you love yourself? I sat down the other day with G and I was like, sweetie pie, tell me what you love about yourself. Not about what you do for others, but about what you do, what you love about yourself, how you feel about yourself. And take that time to replenish and regain your fire. Rest. If you are exhausted with the emotional thought loops and the emotional patterns, if you are, I think I see somebody wanting to join the call, and that is absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine if you'd like to join. I will let you in. And again, I don't know how long I have with the live, so we might get cut off, but we'll see what happens. I'm just here to raise the vibe with you guys. And if you guys are here, then you're doing it with me because we are family, and being together in this collective environment, in this space, we are raising each other's vibration, but we're changing the vibration of the planet one person at a time by deciding to be in a higher feeling space. So be kinder to yourself, guys. Be kinder to others. If you're in a bad mood, you don't have to take it out on the cat. You just don't. It's not Meow Meow's fault. So go back within and say, what inside of me needs to heal? And once it's identified, Create the process of manifestation by choosing the higher feeling thoughts, by focusing with such complete, intense determination that you will never be distracted by the circular loops of thought. And I'm not just like preaching from the pulpit, y'all. Like, I'm sitting down here with you saying, I'm freaking out this week. I'm freaking out since the eclipses this summer, y'all. But I'm not allowing myself to stay in that state. I am switching to a higher emotional vibration. I am switching to higher feeling thoughts, and I'm bringing myself through times of replenishment, through meditation, through taking breaks from social media. Anything that feels weighted down, it's okay to take this time of replenishment, because again, that is when you reignite the fire that is within you. Meditate. Take yourself to lunch. Take a break. Do what feels good to you. What are some things that feel good to you guys? I'd love to hear in the chats, because maybe we'll give each other different ideas. I did post yesterday on my story some of the things that I'm going to start to do to put myself back in the driver's seat of my life. I realize that I have been giving a lot of myself away in a way that is not truly honoring my highest self and my inner being, because I'm too busy being a mom, or making sure that my spouse is okay, or whatever it is that is filling up my thought processes outside of what deeply fulfills me. I encourage all of you to go and write a list of the things that fulfill you, the things that you appreciate, the things that make you happy. And when you have these moments of circular thinking, go to something that inspires you, or go to one of my old videos, one of my Facebook lives. It's Priscilla Tough Fitness, or one of the videos that I've created on here. Go to my YouTube, listen to something, or a podcast, something that you love. We've got Body Spartan podcast, tons of encouragement and uplifting material there. We are also going to be launching a secret new podcast, but we have not launched it yet. Our life is shifting in some massive ways, massive, incredible ways. And we're going to begin sharing that with you in a new way, because we are here to elevate one another and to uplift one another. So a new podcast is going to be on its way. Who's stoked about that, right? And I'm hosting it this time. So Gabe always hosted the Body Spartan, and I was his guest. Now he's my guest. What do you think of that? It's going to be fun and high energy and awesome. Steph says that she goes out in nature to replenish and grab her fire back. But when we have those moments of relaxing, who else loves to go out in nature? I know I do. We always joke in this house, because G might say, "Ooh, how are you feeling today?" And I said, "I'm feeling good, but I also see that I need to go put my face in the dirt." And what I mean by that is putting my feet down on the earth, experiencing nature, putting my hands on the earth and feeling its heartbeat, and not stopping until I am feeling the heartbeat of the earth. Just something to make you fall in love with nature and the earth is the fact that the earth breathes. Did you guys ever know that the earth breathes? And that every morning it inhales, and every evening it exhales. And that our bodies and gravity and plants growing in the earth and everything responds to the breath of the earth. We are not, what is that, Austin Powers? We're not so different, you and I, right? Gotta have nature, gotta have the earth. And there's the element of grounding. I've talked to you guys about that in videos as well. Previously, we should probably talk about that again. But we are charged so much with positive ions, positive being not good, or not preferable, not as desirable. We are charged with positive ions from being on our cell phones. Like right now, we're all on our cell phones, smartphones, like so funny, or on our computers, or in front of the television. All of these things and so many more things give us a positive ion charge, which bring our bodies more towards a state of depression, sadness, worry, negative thought loops, blah, 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 blah. But when we put our bare foot on the earth, we absorb negative ions, which are actually a positive thing. I know it's written confusing. And they help us feel better. They help us lose weight. They help us recalibrate our thought processes. They replenish, rejuvenate, renew us. They create anti-aging effects in the skin. Definitely something to read, research, and kind of take into your innermost as you're looking to feel better, because those are very, very powerful. I feel like somebody was trying to jump on with me, and I'm totally game. Who wants to talk? Because I'll let you in. And whoever's supposed to be on here, it'll just be the first person that reaches out, and I will just add you right in. Chad says, I've needed to hear this. Thank you. Blessings to you, my friend. I know it's been not the easiest time to plug in with the rest of society and humanity. But remember, we are always consciously or unconsciously creating the experience in which we live. We do so one thought form at a time. We do so one thought form at a time. And either rejecting that thought form or inviting that thought form. And you know what I just thought of? I saw my reflection. You know what I'm holding? Rose quartz. Do you guys know what rose quartz is? Rose quartz is one of the sweetest crystals that reacts with your bioplasmic field. So there's like a field around your body, and it reacts with the bioplasmic field to create feelings of calmness, better sleep. I notice way better sleep when I sleep with it right next to my head. Sometimes if I'm having a real hard time and I'm getting myself into better feeling thoughts, I'll just hold one in each hand and just sleep with it like that. And if it falls out, I kind of like roll over. I'm like, I've been stabbed, but at least I've been stabbed by rose quartz. So rose quartz is like one of those things. You can even put it in your bathtub. There's lots of different mental emotional properties that rose quartz has, but the biggest one is it's kind of like, I view it like a mother, like a sensitive, loving, caring mother that you feel like you could talk to, feel like you can trust. So rose quartz is super fun. What's up, Silas? Silas Box. Silas James Box. Silas and I went to school together since we were little diaper babies. Oh, I love Silas. You should jump on here with me, babe. So I guess I'd better wrap up. I don't know who it was that wanted to come on here with me. That's absolutely fine. But I don't know when this thing's going to cut me off. And I will just kind of say, just kind of to loop it all in together, look to the things, just to start the process of feeling better, look to the things that you've already manifested. Look to the things that you've already created that feel exhilarating, that feel awesome, that feel great. Those things that you're like, wow, oh, I did that thing. For example, when I was 12 years old, I wrote down on a piece of paper every single thing that I wanted in a partner. And I surrendered it. I was like, here's what I want. I prayed over it and I tucked that note away. And when I was 16, I got every single thing on that list that I had written down, but it didn't come easily. It didn't come right away. And I felt deep pain in my heart because I wanted my human. I could feel Gabe, I don't know how to explain it, like in my bones. Like really since the time I was like maybe 11 or 12, I could just feel that something, not that something was missing, but that something was supposed to be there that wasn't there yet. And so I started to go into a time of real sadness and anxiousness and desire for something which hadn't materialized in my experience. So it took 4 years, I guess, since I started making that list of all the things that I want. And I was really specific. I was like, tall, dark, spiritual, confident, like all the things. I don't know how a little kid thinks to do that because I was only 12, but I knew what I wanted. And I kept adding to the list. I'm like, I want this and I want that. And it was like, you know, like when you go to sushi and you check off all the things that you want. It's like kind of what I did. And then I just tucked it away. And I let go of the pain that I had, feeling that I was separated from myself by not having that thing. I became personally aligned. And then 4 years later, because that's what it took for me, that which I desired was back into my heart, which was Gabe, which is a super happy and fun, exciting relationship. But sometimes we have to know what we desire and get really articulate about it and then let it go. Be okay within ourselves if that friend never calls back and is mad. Can you still be okay? Yes, you can. The spouse wants to leave you and you don't know what to do about it and feel like you can't fix it and what is your life going to be? Let it go. Can you be okay within without having these earthly stipulations for your internal joy? Can you have internal joy that turns you inside out, that comes right from yourself, that you can give to the world, but most of all, give right back to yourself? So, hoping this was helpful. Does anybody else have questions? Because this was seriously inspiring and delicious. And those that have missed this experience, go back and watch it from the beginning. If you're struggling with emotional crisis of any kind, even if it's as simple as mine, slamming my finger in the door and realizing that I am in control of how fast I come back into alignment. It can be a split second that draws you back in to your own personal alignment, creating a space where you have astonishing power in your life and you are rapidly manifesting all of the things that you desire. All right, you quiet people. I will join you back sometime soon, but I love you and I believe in your ability to have the most expansive, beautiful, powerful human experience. I love you guys.